Welcome back to Devotions. And today we're going to be getting right into the scripture. I am kind of on a time crunch, so I will try to make it very quick, but still in depth and personal. So without further ado, let's get right into the verses. All right, so today, as you can see on screen, excuse me, we're going to be reading from Ruth 1. Let me actually turn that down a little bit. All right, let's begin. Ruth 1. Now it came to pass in the days when the judges ruled that there was a famine in the land, and a certain man of, Bethlehem, Judah, that's a one word, went to sojourn in the country of Moab, he and his wife and his 2 sons. And the name of the man was Elimelech, and the name of his wife Naomi, and the name of his 2 sons Mahlon and Kilion. I think it's Mahlon and Kilion. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it or not. Euphrates of Bethlehem, Judah. Man, some weird words in this one. And they came into the country of Moab and continued there. And Elimelech, Noemi's husband, died, and she was left and her 2 sons. And they took them wives of the women of Moab. And the name of one was Orpah, and the name of the other was Ruth. Oh, the name of the book. And they dwelled there about 10 years. And Mahlon and Kilion died also, both of them. And the woman was left of her 2 sons and her husband. Or I guess they died, in other words. Continuing on with the story. Naomi returns with Ruth. Ruth is what this is labeled. The other one was labeled Elimelech's family goes to Moab. This one is no. It switched on me. The other one is Naomi returns with Ruth. Starting with verse 6. Then she arose with her daughters-in-law, that she might return from the country of Moab, for she had heard in the country of Moab how that the Lord had visited his people in giving them bread. Wherefore she went forth out of the place where she was, and her 2 daughters-in-law with her. And they went on the way to return unto the land of Judah. And Naomi said unto her 2 daughters-in-law, Go, return each to her mother's house. The Lord deal kindly with you, as ye have dealt with the dead and with me. The Lord grant you that ye may find rest, each of you in the house of her husband. Then she kissed them, and they lifted up their voice and wept. And they said unto her, Surely we will return with thee unto thy people. And Naomi said, Turn again, my daughters. Why will ye go with me? Are there yet any more sons in my womb, that they may be your husbands? ? Turn again, my daughters, go your way, for I am too old to have an husband. If I should say, I have hope, if I should have an husband also tonight, and should also bear sons, would ye tarry for them till they were grown? ? I keep saying ? Because sometimes I read scriptures and I'm like, oh, well, I don't know if this is a question. Then I ended it. I'm like, oh, I said it as a regular sentence and it was a question. So I like to add the ? Just in case. So anyway, continuing on with verse 13. Would ye stay for them from would ye stay from them from having husbands? ? Nay, my daughters, for it grieved me much for your sakes that the hand of the Lord is gone out against me. And they lifted up their voice and wept again. And Orpah kissed her mother-in-law, but Ruth claved unto her. And she said, Behold, thy sister-in-law is gone back unto her people and unto her gods. Return thou after thy sister-in-law. And Ruth said, Entreat me not to leave thee. or to return from following after thee. For whither thou goest, I will go, and where thou lodgest, I will lodge. Thy people shall be my people, and thy God my God. Where thou diest, will I die, and where will I be buried? The Lord do so to me. And more also, if aught but death part thee and me. When she saw that she was steadfastly minded to go with her, then she left speaking unto her. So they too went until they came to Bethlehem, and it came to pass, when they were come to Bethlehem, that all the city was moved about them, and they said, Is this Naomi? And she said unto them, Call me not Naomi, call me Mara, for the Almighty hath dealt very bitterly with me. I went out full, and the Lord hath brought me home again empty. Why then call me Naomi, seeing the Lord hath testified against me? Man, I'm not reading well today. I apologize. And the Almighty hath afflicted me. So Naomi returned, and Ruth the Moabitess, her daughter-in-law, with her, which returned out of the country of Moab, and they came to Bethlehem in the beginning of barley harvest. So before I switch, I want to highlight two different scriptures. 16 and 17. So I'll read it again and then we'll go over it. So starting with 16, and Ruth said, Entreat me not to leave thee, or to return from following after thee. For whither thou goest, I will go. Whither thou lodgest, I will lodge. Thy people shall be my people, and thy God my God. Where thou diest, will I die, and where I will be buried, the Lord do so to me, and more also, if aught but death part thee and me. So like, till death do us part. Normally, this is like to death, but until death do us part is like a marriage thing. But in this case, this is mother-in-law, daughter-in-law. And so switching over, this is a very weird scripture for me to read, because it's going over a mother-in-law and a daughter-in-law, and it's all women in this story basically, because all the guys died off in the beginning. And so it's just kind of like, it is weird, but it does have a point, and it has grounding in any kind of relationship, not just mother-in-law, daughter-in-law. It can also have a very important grounding in marriage, or just relationships in general, with between man and woman, or friend and best friend, or best friend and best friend. It can have meaning in any kind of relationship. And the whole point of this chapter is loyalty. Obviously, there's a longer, greater story to this, and it has its own place in the Bible, obviously, as a very important story. But it's chapter 1, which is referring specifically to loyalty. And I feel like that's something that as a people, we just don't have anymore. It's very common for people to get married or to get into relationships and kind of just fall away. Also, I'm going to take my glasses off so you can see my eyes. No, not that you want to look at my eyes. That's weird, but more personalized. But yeah, it's something that's missing in our society today, is loyalty. People cheating on each other, people, going behind each other's backs to do stuff that they wouldn't do in front of their partners or friends or spouses, and making for a very, kind of glass house kind of situation where you have to walk on eggshells around the people, because you're afraid that they're going to question you and you're going to give away something. It's just like, loyalty is a rare commodity that we as people just can't seem to hold on to anymore. And that's what the scripture is, you know. Where you go, I go. Where you stay, I stay. When you die, I will die with you. My brother's in the background because, of course, he heard me making the video, and he still barged in anyway. But that's besides the point. And just being there for the person you care about, whether you're in a relationship with them or you're married to them or they're just your best friend. Being there with them until the end is what it's all about, what the loyalty is all about. And the more loyalty you have, the better off you are. Obviously, you know, the other qualities of a relationship come later, you know, like caring for each other, attention to detail and stuff in the relationship. But the most important thing is the loyalty. Letting the other person know you're going to stay with them as long as you're together. And that's great. And anyway, that is all I have for today. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Press stop.